One of life's biggest questions. What happens when we die? Find out next.
Dear children, I invite you for individual conversion. This time is for you. Without you, God's plan cannot be realized.
One of the biggest questions that every human being has to ask themselves is what happens when we die? When our loved ones die, family members or friends, will we ever be reunited with them? And is there an afterlife? Is there something that comes after we pass away? Our Lady in Medjugorje has shown the visionaries the afterlife. She has shown them what happens when a human being dies. A couple of the visionaries have emphasized that she has shown them visions as if it's happening right in front of them of heaven, hell, and purgatory, emphasizing that there are three realms in the afterlife. A couple of the other visionaries have said that they have been physically taken into these realms by Our Lady. Heaven, according to the visionaries, is a place of great beauty. Nature is featured prominently, mountains, hills, and there's a supernatural joy in heaven. People have an inner light and they are youthful. And it's the kind of joy, one visionary said, that makes you want to cry or sing. It is indescribable. It is beyond words. Purgatory, the visionaries described as a very sad place, a place where there permeates a great loneliness and a sense of unfinished business, a place where they described it as being misty and foggy. One visionary compared it to being in a foggy cemetery during a winter day, and they could hear souls in purgatory trembling and moaning and asking for prayers. Because purgatory is a place, they were explained, Our Lady explained to them, where souls are purified of their sins. Souls in purgatory have already been saved. That means that one day they will see heaven. One day they will have that complete union with God. But Our Lady emphasized, souls in purgatory, they are there because their sins are still upon them, and only pure love can stand in the presence of God. So once they are purified into that pure love, they will be able to be united with the divine, to have the beatific vision. Our Lady said that the souls in purgatory need our prayers, because in purgatory they no longer have free will. They no longer can atone for their own sins through their prayers or sacrifices. So they rely on us to pray for them, to sacrifice for them. And she says, when we pray for them and when we sacrifice for them, they actually become our friends. They become our intercessors. We in the process develop a spiritual relationship with them. So you see a beautiful reality here between the church militants, those of us who are on earth fighting for the kingdom, and the church suffering, those who are in purgatory being purified. That relationship of helping one another, praying for one another. It is so important. Hell is the most disturbing realm. The visionaries have been shown in hell a huge pit of fire where souls would enter and come out looking grotesque in highly darkened skin that doesn't even resemble human beings anymore. In hell they are cursing, they are angry, they hate God, they want nothing to do with him. The vision of hell that the visionaries received actually matched the vision of hell that the Fatima visionaries received in 1917 from Our Lady. And in that vision, Our Lady said to the children of Fatima. She said, so many souls go to hell because there is no one to pray and sacrifice for them. Once again, we see in that message the importance of intercession, the importance of being instruments of God and the Mother of God who can help save souls. I often pray for those who are on the verge of hell. I pray for those who are far from God, who do not know Him. I pray for those who by the grace of God may receive salvation before they die. And I think it's so important given the gravity of these messages, because these messages, these visions of the afterlife, they show us that there are great consequences, that our lives have meaning, and it is so important to lead good, holy, moral lives dedicated to God, dedicated to truth and beauty. One professor, a sociologist at the University of New Mexico, studied near-death experiences, and he compared the visions of the afterlife that the Medjugorje visionaries were shown with encounters of the afterlife that people who've had near-death experiences have reported. And he realized they're reporting on similar, at times identical realities. In near-death experiences, scholars have identified two major realms. One they call the cities of lights. The cities of lights is a heavenly realm, very much similar to what the Medjugorje visionaries described. Places of light and beauty and nature and supernatural joy. They also describe another realm, what near-death researchers call the realm of bewildered spirits. A much more foggier, darker place where there is sadness, where there is pain, where there is a sense of unfinished business. And some near-death researchers claim maybe near-death studies need to separate this darker realm into two divisions, because certain people even report experiencing a hellish reality, experiencing hell in their encounter of the near-death experience. Once again, it's fascinating empirical research that combines something like the mysticism of a Marian apparition site, the visionary experiences, with the empirical data of people who've had near-death experiences. Such studies, such realities show us that our lives have great meaning, that we need to try to live holy, faithful lives where we love God and love our neighbors, where we serve, where we pray, where we show mercy, and that we need to intercede for others, especially those who may be on the verge of hell, especially those who may be far from God. And in the end, when you come before the Lord, you may be shown thousands of souls who are there in heaven, who have received salvation and mercy, because by your prayer and by your sacrifice, they received the grace of conversion and accepted Jesus Christ into their lives, pleading for His sacred divine mercy.